Hello, and welcome to this basic search tutorial on PsycINFO. This is meant for people who maybe use Google or Google Scholar to do their research. There is a better way to access academic information. It starts here on the library's homepage. You may have done this process before, and it is the same as researching other topics. You go to A to Z Research Databases, and up here there is a drop-down menu for searching by subject. And you can look at our databases by subject and find some that you may not have ever heard of. So it is a good tool. For example, the psychology databases are here. And we recommend, these are the four major ones. The other ones you might, find things having to do with psychology, but these are the four big ones up at the top. One of them is PsycINFO. So let's take a look at it. This is the premier database for scholarly information in the field of psychology. So this is where we generally recommend that people get their scholarly information. So you're searching for something, anything. This is the example that I'm going to go with. And if you've watched the tutorials on creating a database search statement, you understand what I did here. Like, this is a Boolean operator, and this is a truncation symbol. So I'm searching for something about social cognition and autism or autistic. I'm searching for these keywords. Under our search options, there are a few things that you should look at. A lot of these are going to be available on the next screen, but I really am going to narrow this down to childhood. I'd like to look only at children. I am also going to limit it to the type of publication. I only want peer-reviewed journals. These are journals that are academic. The articles have been reviewed by experts before they go to press. I want that kind of information only. Okay, and I'm going to click search. Okay, so 1,200, almost 1,300 articles. And over here I have more limiters available to me. So if I only want the articles that have the full text available, I can click full text, and that takes me down to a little over 1,100. Clicking peer-reviewed here probably won't do anything because, yeah, see, it didn't, because I already told it that I wanted peer-reviewed articles only from the main screen. There is a date bar, so I can scoot the date over and get just the last 5 years worth of information. That narrows it down even further. I also can narrow it down by the types of studies or tests that are used in the articles. So if I want things that mention interviews, or that use interviews as a tool, if I want checklists or scales or any other kind of diagnostic tool, I can choose it from this list and only get those articles. Okay, so there are easy ways to narrow down your search. So you'll notice that in some cases the PDF is available right here on the screen. If it says full text finder, don't be put off by that, because you simply go to a new screen where you have to go to another link until you eventually get to the PDF, which is right here. Okay, so yeah, that's full text finder. So if we find an article that we like, you can click on the title, and it opens up and shows you the article's record. The record tells you everything about the article, all of the basic bibliographic information, the title, the authors, the source. This is the name of the journal. It was in volume 28, issue 3, and this is the date, and this is the page number. You've got everything that you need here. The abstract tells you a little bit more about the article. And you can see down here, the methodology that was used, the age group covered, etc. Okay. Over here, again, you've got your choice between PDF full text and HTML full text. The difference is PDF looks just like a photocopy of the journal article. HTML is more like a big column of text. And you can use either one. The difference is you don't have any pagination in HTML. So if you pull a quote from this article for your paper, it's really hard to tell what page it came from. So I normally prefer PDF full text. Also, over here on the right-hand side, there are a couple of links that are useful. There's a cite icon. And if you click cite, a box opens at the top, and it gives you suggestions for how to cite it in the various formats. So for example, here is APA. It's got the DOI number over here, and all of the information that was on the main page. Also, if you want to send this article to your instructor or send it to yourself, you wouldn't copy and paste the URL that's up at the top. Over here on the right-hand side, there's a link to permalink. And if you select permalink, a little box opens at the top, and this is the URL that will actually get you back to this article. Okay? All right. So, when we look at the article itself, so this is an example of a scholarly journal article, and it's, like every other scholarly journal article, it's broken down into discrete parts. So introduction, literature review, methodology, data, etc. One of the main reasons to use scholarly information is that it was not written in a vacuum. There are, clear at the bottom of the article, there will be a references section. So if you want to see what resources this author used to write this article, scroll down to the references section, and you can see here's a bunch of other resources. So if you're having trouble finding something, look at the references section of a really good article and use Mog Journal Finder to find the article. There's a whole video about that. It's called Google Scholar and Mog Journal Finder. But that's just one way to use scholarly information. So this is PsycINFO. And if you have any questions about it, you're welcome to contact the library or me in particular. My name is Becky, and you can contact me at rkmoore, M-O-O-R-E, @ysu.edu. So happy searching.